folks, we are back here in Gemini. We're just going to do a quick one today. As I talked about in the post, we're just going to go back to a prompt that we used back when we were looking to pull up unemployment numbers to be used in an infographic. So we're actually just going to ask Gemini again, can you please help us pull the most recent unemployment rates? We're going to change that one over to thinking just to make sure it spends the right amount of time to pull this information. It's going to take a couple of seconds to think through that. And then we're going to go on to the next prompt once it pulls up that data here. So we'll give it a couple seconds to continue to pull that. It should be pulling up what it is nationally. And then as we see here popping up at the top, and then it's going to pull up the rates for each individual state. So I've covered that already. You can take this information, you can go into Canvas or create an image and either create an infographic or do other create like an interactive tool and etc. But one of the additional things that you can do, new tip that I found, is that you can schedule some of this stuff. So I'm going to just say, hey, can you schedule this to run for me on the 15th of every month? And we're going to see what it does. So it's going to take a little bit of time to think about that. And now we've got confirmation. So this is kind of, to me at least, a little bit hidden in the background, but now we have this process that's going to run, and we have the capacity to kind of toggle that on and off here with this button. You see it change to pause there for a second. We can go in there and edit that. You can see it's listed out here as a scheduled action. And it did some default, so it picked 9 a.m. even though I didn't specify that, but the rest of it I did specify. You can delete it. And then after this, it kind of gets hidden away in your chat a little bit, but you can get back to it by even just saying, show me my scheduled action. So I give it a minute to think about that, and it's going to pull up any of the actions that I have scheduled out there. So it's looking at all of our tools. And here we see that it has pulled back up what we just scheduled and talks about different ways that we can actually get to and manage those specific actions. So we are going to cut it there. Hopefully we won't go out into that settings tab and etc. in this video. We'll leave that for you guys to review. But hopefully this is helpful for you.